I am Shania Erica Lauren.
I am Trisha Makawili.
Ashley Cabingas.
Irish Nicole Fernandez.
And we are here to present our research overview. Our research study is entitled The Impact of Facebook to Social Communication Skills of Grade 11 ABM Students of FINMA University of Pangasinan Academic Year 2019-2020.
Research problem. This study aims to assess the impact of Facebook on students' social communication skills in terms of respondents' profile, level of exposure to Facebook, and their level of social communication skills. It also aims to determine the significant relationship between Facebook and students' social communication skills.
Scope and delimitation. This study focuses on the impact of Facebook to the social communication of students who use this social media platform. This study covered to find if Facebook affects the social communication of students members in the society. The sources utilized in this study are extracted from recent articles from online service and the internet. The respondents were given the same questionnaires to answer about the possible impacts and effects Facebook might give its members.
This study will be limited to focusing only in the social communication skills of the students. Only a single section from a specific strand will be used as respondents for the study. That means not all students who use Facebook can give scope on its impact of social media, though the number of respondents are quite big and can cover a lot of students' testimony about the topic. The respondents joining the study are the grade 11 ABM 1A students of FINMA University of Pangasinan, Dagupan City of Pangasinan, enrolled for the first semester for the academic year 2019 and 2020.
Alenson Season,
Angelica Napoles,
Ashley Cabingas.
Jersey Kate Roy,
And we are here to present our background of the study.
motivation in pursuing your research study. Through the widespread use of Facebook, effects and impacts have surfaced through the usage of this platform, either positive or negative. Facebook has already affected and influenced the lives of its members, and using it on an ongoing basis, it can seriously impact admins or adults' life. Little did its members know, their social communication skill can also be affected. Due to Facebook influence, interpersonal relationship and social communication of people change over time. The way they talk may also change. Due to the rapid change of social communication scenarios brought by Facebook, the researchers have decided to further determine and analyze the possible impacts of student social communication and the importance of the usage of Facebook on students' daily lives.
significance of this study. The student. This study can raise awareness about the impact of Facebook to their social communication and will able them to gain a knowledge about this topic. The parents. This study will give knowledge of what Facebook will bring to the children and the possible courses of action and may take from Facebook impact. The outcome of this study will benefit the following sector. The teacher. This study will serve as a guide for a teacher to assist the use of Facebook and its impact of the student. Social communication skills. The administrator. This study will help administration in overseeing the social communication of a student possibly affected by Facebook.
The school. This study shall offer a reliable data about Facebook and social communication since it uses a quantitative design. The communication field. The data gathered which was put together in this study can be used by anyone on the communication field for the social communication details.
The society. Knowledge of the people about Facebook and its impact to social communication field would be enhanced. Lastly, researchers who can use this study as reference or guide to be a better analyst in their respective research problem.
I'm Glenn Harvey Seco.
I'm Kay Pundanera. I'm Janelyn Mercado.
And we are here to present our research procedure. Research instrument. The research instrument used in this study is a set of written questions on a sheet called a questionnaire.
with spaces provided for respondents to answer the questions. The questionnaire provided by the researchers was composed of 3 parts.
The first part contains the profile of the respondent, such as their name, age, and sex. The second part contains the checklist of Facebook usage of the respondents measured through average hour per day a respondents use in using Facebook. The third part contains 10 questions formulated in accordance to the level of communications. A 5-point scale was also used to indicate degree to each statement applies to the respondents.
How data were gathered. In order to gather and collect data, we made use of data gathering procedure survey. Survey involves gathering responses from subject through a written medium, which is the questionnaires. Prior to the distribution of the questionnaires, letters were made for the permission of the researchers to conduct survey. Paper questionnaires were distributed among the subject to answer.
After answering, the paper questionnaires were collected and tallied to get the results and the data needed for the study. The data gathering procedure from the study was based on the data gathering instrument, and survey turned out to be the most appropriate.
Limitation in its solution. Since this study revolves on the impact of Facebook to students' social communication, related study in the country turned out to be only few and therefore caused a little problem by the researcher for gathering relevant data. Because of this, the researcher opted to look a foreign study and decided to use them for references.
Societal importance. Facebook and our social communication skills are undeniably linked to each other. With the help of our social communication skills, we are able to communicate with other people, and through Facebook, we are able to make interactions with them. By this study, social media platforms like Facebook can be further assessed and known, as this study offers varied information about it and how can it affect the communication field, the social communications in particular. Also, with the help of this study, people can further analyze the importance of social communication in our society and what role the social media platforms and other factors play in the communication field.
What is your motivation for this study?
Our motivation to conduct this study is to assess the importance of Facebook to the social communication skills of the students and to examine the importance of the usage of Facebook to students' daily lives.
What is the scope of your study?
This study focuses on the impact of Facebook to the social communication of students who use this social media platform. This study covers to find if Facebook affects the social communication of students members in the society. The sources utilized in this study are extracted from recent articles from online surveys and the internet. The respondents were given the same questionnaires to answer about the possible impacts and effects Facebook might give its members.
What limitations did you encounter?
Since this study revolves on the impact of Facebook to the students' social communication, related studies in the country turned out to be only few, and therefore it caused a little problem to the researcher for gathering relevant data.
Why are your research questions interesting or important?
A research question is important because they are the catalyst of our research. They guide and center our research, and also research questions help us to provide focus from where our research starts.
Cite the 2 most important sources for your work. How did they help you to accomplish your study?
The 2 most important of sources for our study are the concept for Corenton Justice and Red Kite. They are very vital in understanding the concept of Facebook and the social communication, which is very important for us.
What is your research methodology? Why choose this method?
We use descriptive correlational. We chose this design in our study to properly examine and fully explain the relationship of Facebook usage and its impact on communication skills of the respondents.
Who are your respondents? How many are they? And what was the sampling method used?
Our respondents are the grade 11 1A students of FINMA University of Pangasinan. There are 41 respondents and we use random sampling method for choosing our respondents.
What is your measurement instrument?
The measurement instrument that we use is our set of written questions called questionnaires.
What are your findings?
The result of our study showed that females use Facebook more frequent than men, and that majority of the respondents spend an average of 4 to 6 hours a day in using Facebook. It also revealed that the respondents had a high level of communication skill based on the average weighted mean computed and its transmuted description. Using person-R correlation, it turned out that Facebook and social communication had a significant relationship, and therefore the null hypothesis was rejected.
What's original about your work?
Everything, except for the borrowed concepts, literatures, and studies which were cited with their respective authors and sources.
What are the strongest and weakest part of your study?
The strongest part of our study is that our respondents proved that there's an impact of using Facebook to their social communication skills, while the weakest part of our study is that our respondents are limited. Even though the students are the focus of our study, getting the point of an adult and other people will add validity to our results.
Based on your findings, what are your recommendations?
Parents should have knowledge about social media platforms. The school should at least hold seminars that talks about Facebook and social communication. Future researchers should also aim for different possible fields a social media might give an impact in order to assess its total impact to students.
To let the people and the students know the impact of Facebook to their social communication skills.
What would you change if you were to conduct the study again?
Nothing, because we believe that all aspects of our research paper have been filled up and our study has produced the most desirable results. Thus, all the research objectives have been successfully achieved and the research questions have been truthfully answered.
What advice would you give to yourself if you could go back to the start of your research?
The advice that we can give is keep motivated, do your task on time, and always give your best shot.